Welcome to The Explainer. So, I want you to imagine for a second that we're stepping right into the content creation landscape of 2026. The algorithm we're dealing with, it isn't just smart anymore, it is absolutely ruthless. We are looking at a high stakes environment where literally only the incredibly prepared survive. Well, today we're tearing apart a fascinating blueprint from our source material that reveals exactly how top creators are exploiting this ecosystem to generate massive success. So, what does this all mean for your workflow? Basically, it means adaptation is no longer optional. Picture this, a video so incredibly powerful, it actually forces a rival CEO to just pack up and resign. I mean, no way, right? But that is the sheer power we're talking about here. The source material details this unbelievable journey of a startup called Daku AI. Their very first video was a total disaster. It was glitchy, it sounded robotic, and it was completely ignored by the algorithm. But here's the kicker. Within 60 days, they completely turned it around and hit 10 million views. They didn't just get lucky either. They reverse engineered the whole shebang, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack for you today.
All right, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The 2026 algorithm shift. 2. Mistake 1, zero human intent. 3. Mistake 2, robotic pacing. 4. Mistake 3, weak storytelling authority. 5. The cinematic AI blueprint. And finally, 6. Human direction always wins.
Starting off with Section 1, the 2026 algorithm shift, surviving the era of AI slop. So you might be wondering what exactly went wrong for 99% of creators in 2026? Well, the source explains that they treated AI like a magic wand. They pumped out this robotic, formulaic content, what the industry calls AI slop, and the algorithm just snuffed it out in milliseconds. Poof, gone. The winning strategy instead is something called human-directed emotional engineering. This is the polar opposite of the lazy automation everyone else was doing. It means treating AI documentaries as high-stakes, emotionally charged cinematic experiences. You pack them with psychological triggers designed specifically to hijack the algorithm's attention. Moving right along to Section 2, Mistake 1, Zero Human Intent, the pitfall of total automation. Let's look at Doku AI's very first attempt. It was 100% AI-generated video. We're talking an automated script, automated visuals, automated narration, the works. And the algorithm essentially smelled that lack of human oversight and killed it instantly. But when they added what researchers call strategic imperfections, like a real human voice, deliberate pacing shifts, cinematic visuals, their growth absolutely exploded. It's like a giant puzzle. The algorithm isn't just looking for content anymore, it is actively hunting for human intent. To put this into perspective, just consider this staggering number, 5 million. The source highlights one client whose AI documentary was sitting at exactly 0 views. Crickets. But by making a single, tiny human adjustment, just adding a 3-second human-directed pause before a big reveal to build some suspense, that video skyrocketed to 5 million views in just 48 hours. That is a real game changer. It proves that it's not about just dumping AI into your workflow, it's about mastering AI alongside your own human creativity. All right, Section 3, Mistake 2, robotic pacing, the science of viewer retention. The source issues a stark warning here. If you use monotone robotic pacing in 2026, the algorithm will literally eat you alive. To combat this, successful creators reverse-engineered the pacing of binge-worthy Netflix documentaries. They developed this awesome framework called dopamine pacing. It's basically a rhythmic cycle of highs and lows designed to keep viewers totally addicted. It goes, Step 1, a shock. Step 2, a hook. Step 3, building tension. Step 4, an escalation. And Step 5, a final reveal. Crucially, they introduce a pattern interrupt, like a quick zoom, a sound effect, a sung tone shift, every 5 to 10 seconds. And let me tell you, the results of this dopamine pacing are undeniable. The source provides the example of a company called Neurosync. By simply taking their existing content and restructuring it to fit this exact pacing framework, the viewership didn't just grow, it exploded. They went from 10,000 views to 1 million views in a single week. Which brings us to Section 4, Mistake 3, weak storytelling authority, establishing trust in a synthetic world. In a world that is flooded with synthetic media, establishing real trust is absolutely paramount. The 2026 algorithm specifically prioritizes actual expertise over AI avatars. Top-performing videos featured real CEOs, real scientists, real industry leaders, but they also followed a very strict 4-step storytelling formula. First, you introduce a massive problem. Second, you build tension by showing the devastating consequences of that problem. Third, you tease a solution. And fourth, you deliver the proof using case studies and real data. The source notes that a client named Biogen Labs used this exact script structure to go from total obscurity to 3 million views in a single month. So the Doku AI team actually gamified their content through these real-time mini experiments. When they tested voice types, a purely robotic voice served as their baseline. A semi-human voice got, moderate traction, but a fully human voice won by an absolute landslide, generating 4 times the engagement of the robotic alternative. That's huge. They ran similar tests with pacing patterns, and the version with the most pattern interrupts consistently dominated every single time. The overarching theme across all these case studies boils down to this single, crucial truth. I'll read it right from the source. The algorithm wasn't rewarding AI content, it was rewarding human-directed emotional engineering. If you aren't willing to experiment and inject that human element, you're playing by outdated rules, for sure.
Okay, moving to Section 5, the Cinematic AI Blueprint, Predictive Viral Analytics.
The source highlights a specific platform here called Cinematic AI. Now, just as a quick aside, we are impartially reporting the capabilities listed in the material. We're not officially endorsing it, but they describe it as a suite of tools meant to augment, not replace, human creativity. It analyzes content in real time to detect pacing issues, it suggests emotional and psychological triggers, and it even recommends specific visuals to maximize viewer retention. But actually, scratch that. The most fascinating part is the final point. It uses machine learning to simulate exactly how the algorithm will respond to your video before you even hit publish. It's basically predictive viral analytics. And the wild thing is, it's not just massive teams using these strategies. The source provides a super inspiring case study of Sarah Kay. She's a solo freelance AI documentary creator. By using automated pacing tools to test out different sound designs and visual transitions before publishing, she scaled from just 500 subscribers to 500,000 views in 30 days. She even hit #1 on YouTube's trending page in 48 hours. Now, for those of you wondering about access, the source material does outline the platform's pricing structure. They mention a 7-day free trial with no credit card required to access the basic analytics and pacing tools. For heavier users, they list a pro plan at $99 per month, which apparently unlocks real-time collaboration and custom AI voice training features. Again, we're just conveying the details provided in the source to give you the full picture of the landscape they're describing. Finally, Section 6. Human direction always wins, the ultimate secret to monetization. Because look, at the end of the day, this strategy isn't just about vanity metrics or chasing views. According to the source, the real secret is treating AI as a tool and optimizing every single scene for emotional impact. When you do that, these documentaries become multi-million-dollar revenue machines. The business impact falls into 3 main categories. You get massive lead generation, direct product sales, and you establish unshakable brand authority. Every shot, every pause, and every sound effect is intentionally directed by a human to drive those specific business outcomes. So that leaves us with a pretty provocative question based on the blueprint we've unpacked today. In the ruthless algorithm of 2026, are you crafting a human-directed experience, or are you just uploading more AI slop? The algorithm is no longer rewarding mere content. It is rewarding an experience. I really hope this explainer has given you a clear, structured understanding of exactly what it takes to thrive in this new landscape. Thanks for hanging out with us, and keep directing those experiences.